Welcome to a brand new episode of Sequel Rights, the podcast where we take a look at the franchises that make you go, oh, so that's how you play the symbols. And we give each and every sequel a fair trial. My name is Justin Camps, and I'm here with
Elizabeth Helly
and
a begrudging Tyler Heinenson.
He doesn't want to be here. He hates Christmas, this guy. Oh man!
I'll tell you this. I would prefer the Larry the Cable Guy entry of Christmas movies we talked about to our current topic.
All right.
How dare you? No, I'm kidding. Yeah, maybe.
So many bears.
Well, we are here tonight, continuing on our A Christmas Story franchise. Look into the, a singular look into the only Christmas story parts of this franchise, as we learned last week. But we're talking 2012's A Christmas Story 2. What a clever title. And man, it's going to be a fun one tonight. And Eliz, we have a special guest here with us, right?
Right, we do. Do you want me to say the email first?
Do it.
Email us your thoughts on this fabulous movie, which you can watch on HBO Max, by the way, to sequelrights@gmail.com. And you can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars goes a long way to helping other people find our
Christmas story reviews.
Our Christmas story reviews.
Our Christmas stories.
There you go.
Anyway, we have a very special guest today. Not only is he one of our beloved podcast listeners, but he's also a barbecue master and a jack of all trades and a movie lover. We have Aaron Schefres here today.
Thanks for having me here.
Yeah, we're super excited that you've joined us.
And we're sorry.
Yes, that was what I was going to also say. We are so sorry.
We only bring our listeners on for the worst movie.
Right. Aaron, what was your familiarity with this franchise, and had you ever even heard of this sequel?
Wow, I probably didn't know it existed until like maybe 5 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I just probably saw it on the Nostalgia Critic review, and
Okay.
I'm like, and I just knew it was going to be cringe after seeing that, and I'm like, wow. I mean, like, did they really need to make it a sequel?
Right. But do you like the first film?
Oh yeah. My brothers are crazy about our BB guns. Actually, my first BB gun was a Red Ryder. So
There you go.
Oh, okay.
You are Ralphie.
And was your first car a Cadillac?
no, actually, it was a 1996 Jeep Cherokee.
Oh.
There you go. Close enough.
And his first girlfriend was named Drusilla as well. Oh man. All right. Well, we're like dancing around and we just got to get into we got to sit down in front of the fireplace and hear A Christmas Story 2.
It's the most beloved Christmas story of all time. And this holiday season, Ralphie is back.
Ralphie?
Now he's a bigger kid with an even bigger wish.
Holy jeez.
A Christmas Story 2, the official sequel. The timeless tradition continues with all your favorite characters. Randy,
Zurg's minions are everywhere. You just can't trust that son of a...
Ralphie's best pals, Flick and Schwartz.
Oh, here we go. Elf fight.
Mom,
Pete's sake, no. I heard you sniffle.
and the old man.
It's a clicker. Frickin' nugget sucker.
In an all-new, heartwarming movie.
I want to see what it's like behind the wheel just once.
To brighten your holiday.
We're like trying not to laugh the entire time. I love that the parents' characters just really don't have names. They're just mom and the old man.
Yeah.
And that's how they're known. They're beloved characters.
It's from the Hemingway text they're based off of.
Yes. Well, last week I slipped up and was like talking about Brian Levant already, and
Right.
but he directed this movie.
Yep.
And you know what?
You just can't trust that son of a bitch.
I'm kidding. No, but he's made some movies that we really like. Like, he did Beethoven, he did Jingle All the Way.
Yep.
I think we even like Problem Child 2 to some extent.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
we
like
do.
Problem Child too.
This one is another movie he directed.
It was interesting. I hadn't seen that Warner Premiere label before. Which I guess they don't even use it anymore, I don't think. Because these other ones have been Warner Brothers Home Entertainment that we've seen.
I thought it was funny because it's like Warner Premiere, and then what follows is like the most cartoony looking like studio names that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Before. Like a Televax production, and then you're like, I mean, that's not really what it was, but that's what it seemed like.
Who are these guys?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, what are these studios?
So the most recognizable person in this movie is Daniel Stern, who has already been part of a beloved holiday classic franchise for 2 movies, Home Alone 1 and 2. And I remember the famous story that when he was asked about Home Alone 4, I want to say 4 or 5, they asked him to be in it, and he like laughed and said it would be an insult to the past films and everything. Yet he did this movie.
Well, maybe they were like, you'll get top billing before even the title card comes up.
Right, true. And the only person to be billed as such
It's like Daniel Stern in Christmas
is
Story.
A Christmas Story too. But also like he seems to me a lot younger than the actor who previously played the old man was when that was being filmed, and he should ostensibly be even older than that. So yeah,
It says
was
this
weird.
is 5 years later. But
Yeah.
I thought that Ralphie was younger than that, I guess.
Well, Ralphie even says in the narration of this one that he was 11 previously. He's 16 now. Randy appears to not really have aged at all. And the dad has de-aged.
Yep.
It's all that greasy 50s food,
The dad is de-aged.
Yeah.
It has that like special chemicals that prevent you from aging.
Right, right.
It's the ash from the furnace, I think.
Yeah.
He rubs it in.
maybe.
He rubs it in.
Skin detoxing.
Yeah. And not that they have to look exactly like the old actors, but Daniel Stern really looks nothing like
Not at
the
all.
original old man.
No, he does not. And I don't know if he acts completely like him either.
No.
He acts like Marv.
Yeah, he does. He does kind of.
He sure does.
He acts like Daniel Stern.
That's the thing. He's just not so intimidating like the old man from
Right.
the previous one. It's just like he's just more of a goofball that's just a clumsy dad. It's like just a completely different character.
Yeah. Have you ever wanted to see more about his relationship with the furnace? Tune in for A Christmas Story 2.
Oh my gosh. They dragged the cat on that one.
It was so bad.
Yeah, but this movie follows the sex-crazed antics of Ralphie as an almost
As
16-year-old.
creepy Ralph.
Yeah,
No kidding.
where almost every scene is he dealing with some sort of like
He's objectifying
sexual
something
situation.
and
All his fantasies are about women,
cars.
which I guess makes sense for.
I mean, he was already like on the brink of puberty when he was 11 when we saw him before.
He was grabbing that lamp.
He was.
Yeah.
But
But this one,
yeah, he's in love with Drusilla,
yeah,
the
her
flute
name
player.
is Drusilla Gutrad.
She would have been a flute player for sure. I don't know if Ralphie would have made it as a drummer, but a cymbal player, maybe.
Yeah, you could get away with it.
He's extremely bad at the cymbals, I have to say.
He's orgasmically bad.
If he would practice instead of sniffing hair, he would have been great.
Yeah, that was incredibly creepy. I hate all hair sniffing
It was
jokes.
so weird.
It's never not creepy.
And he's just like, there's 45 minutes in the day where Drusilla is right at the right height of my crotch for 45 minutes. And I can bend over and smell her hair and no one will even say anything.
Yeah.
And then, as the voiceover's doing that, he's basically like thrusting and hitting his cymbals.
It's so gross.
Although it did stop short. I was pretty sure it was going to like zoom out into a wider shot and he was going to have a boner and everybody was going to laugh at him. Like I really thought this was going to happen, but it didn't.
Yeah. I mean, there's a point in this movie later we'll get to, but I was like, the way this movie going, I was like, someone's gonna try to stick their dick in that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I was thinking about making a joke of the boner wide shot was on the cutting room floor, and then I was thinking, is there a joke in there that shot was circumcised from the movie?
I just thought it was kind of weird that he was.
Thank you for going on that journey with
He was
me.
making that face. He was making that face.
Eliz looks visibly disappointed, and she's not wrong.
Yeah, I'm honestly thinking like I feel like less people were probably circumcised back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like that was a later phenomenon. That Anyway,
Welcome to our new segment on the show about all about foreskin.
Hey, let's thank Dr. Callan for
How many
that.
people in this movie do you think were circumcised?
Is there going to be a quiz after?
Well, it was a mostly female cast, so I don't know.
all right. So what's the deal? He wants a car. He's 16. I mean, that's kind of the most basic bitch thing that a 16-year-old
Yeah,
want.
but he wants like a really specific like old man car. I don't
Right.
understand.
Yeah, but at this point, they're almost all old man cars.
Yeah, right. But like this one's supposed to be like an older car, I guess.
I guess.
I guess it's like a 20-year-old car or something at this point.
Yeah.
Well, he's already going against the grain because his dad's an Oldsmobile man, which
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
a carryover.
There's a lot of brand loyalty for them, for their furnaces and their cars.
That's true.
Yeah.
Drink more Ovaltine.
Drink more Ovaltine.
I did like that, I mean, we're going to probably rag on this movie a bunch, but I did like that it made sense, like if you're going to move up into his teenage years, it made sense that he would be obsessed about a car
And
Yeah.
a girl.
and a girl as
Of
his
course.
as his main obsessive things.
Yeah.
First the car, then the women.
And I can't believe they made those football players wear those outfits during school.
Such a high school cliche.
The short shorts and it looked like gym clothes, honestly.
Yeah.
But this movie also, I think, has way more fantasy sequences.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, those were just bizarre and just unnecessary, especially the weird Nazi interrogation scene. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It's almost like Family Guy was popular at the time.
Yeah, that's true. The only thing I did like about that one is the Nazi guy's like, none of your American boyfriends are going to come save you now. And Ralphie breaks in and he's like, I'm not her boyfriend. Which I thought was
That
kind
was
of
actually funny. Well, I mean, that scene at least was grounded a little bit in the original because they had the robbers that kind of came out.
Yeah.
But even that was way more of a like kids' imaginary thing, where this was like a genre spoof.
Right. And the fact that it's like a Nazi thing, I mean, at the latest that this movie could possibly be taking place, World War II would have ended 1 year ago.
Yeah.
Like, and to me, the fact that there is like, it's still kind of showing this like idyllic Midwestern thing is like still too rooted in pre-World War II. Like, I don't think they're really like dealing with the fact that the war has changed like anything about their lives. I think it would, honestly, in Indiana town.
No,
I
it
don't know.
totally
Yeah.
would. And I guess it's possible. I don't know if he actually had a swastika on him. Did he?
I can't remember.
It's possible that he was a
I
World
think
War
he
I
did.
German. Like, I mean, because that's a thing. But,
yeah,
but
I mean, like, I feel like, I mean, this is dark, I guess, but everybody that's like 2 to 3 years older than Ralphie would be dead, and Ralphie would be worried about being drafted. Yeah, and like the dad may have actually also had to go serve somehow, and the mom, like, they make a joke about her maybe learning how to drive in this one. You know, like, I feel like she would have had to go to work.
There is actually the joke about, like, there is like a draft joke when they get hired at Higbee's later on. He's like, oh, and we didn't even have to do the physical. Like, we got conscripted into a uniform and all this
Right,
stuff.
I guess,
So there is
yeah.
that joke about that. So I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't know. I just like, I feel like this was over by then, but maybe not.
Yeah. I don't know.
That was very unclear.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's the movie we really want. We want the movie where Ralphie's wish is to not get drafted into the war.
Yeah.
Right.
He just wants to get
Spends
home.
the whole time worrying about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A war story.
Ralphie goes to Korea. Or
Yeah.
Vietnam, yeah.
Joint smash.
Yeah.
Hey, a crossover.
Yeah. He's like, I thought I wanted the BB gun. I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't want that life
other
at
kind of
all.
gun.
I need a real gun, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he wants a car.
He does.
But when looking at it, he causes it to be ruined by a reindeer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the dumbest thing in the world. Like he climbs into the. It's just.
Yeah, when it's on a ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
it was
just-
really
He
stupid.
deserves this to happen.
And then and then like when he gets out, he somehow like has to take his pants off, and it's just
Yeah,
it's too
because
goofy.
why not?
It's too goofy. And I mean, what did you guys think of Braden Lemasters as Ralphie? I didn't buy his whole like now that he's older, I didn't like buy the like gee whiz like personality
Yeah,
that
me
he has
neither.
anymore. I was just like, I don't know, it's too goofy. It was like too cartoony for me. I don't know.
Right. I mean, it's still kind of like, I get that they were trying to like keep his personality a little bit to where he is kind of like doofy and aloof, and maybe the two friends are a little bit more realistic than he was, but yeah.
He's a caricature, and it kind of extends out from where a lot of this movie falls short as a period piece. Of it's feels like that it was shot in a corner of a back lot. Like they weren't allowed to use the whole back lot. They were allowed to use like the back. No. Like we're filming one of the Bring It On films over there.
Right.
You get this corner that we usually park the cars on.
The whole movie feels like you're watching like a sitcom.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. It doesn't look
Yes.
the other movie really lands this feels like it was like the 40s. This
Mm-hmm.
one feels like it's, like a sitcom of the 40s.
Yes.
Everything's like brightly lit and there's no
Well,
there's no nuance.
Brian Levant actually did there was a sequel sitcom for Leave It to Beaver that he directed episodes of. So
new Leave It to
maybe
Beaver,
maybe they just used some of those sets. But I think that all of that, his acting is kind of like the caricature of the gee whiz, 40s boy, and every other detail about this movie really rings hollow. And none of it, it's all pulling in different directions and not helping each other.
And boy, oh boy, it's like callback city.
Yeah.
This movie. For no reason, like I don't know, they just contrive, like the whole reindeer thing.
Right.
They get him to go, they get Ralphie to go, oh, fudge, again. And it's just like,
It's like trying to bring back those like things from the first movie. It's like first movie, we get it.
yeah. Like, do we need to see everything from the first movie again? It honestly, like, yeah, we're following Ralphie, wanting something different, but it goes through and hits all the same beats pretty much as the first movie.
Right. And a lot of times people make fun of sequels or prequels for like relying too much, like, oh, I had to know how Han Solo got his name or whatever, and everybody like dunks on that, right? But like, at least that's like taking whatever it was and then taking it a step further, where this one literally just takes all the jokes and all of the like little flagged moments that people remember and just like kind of repeating them for no reason as non sequiturs.
Just like, oh yeah, like people that love the first movie, they just need to see these parts, otherwise they're not gonna like it.
Right. Like, later on when he like takes people to dinner, well, it's got to be that Chinese restaurant because,
that was so dumb.
yeah. I don't know.
I think like, yeah, I feel like people would be more interested in this movie if they worked harder on capturing the tone and essence and feel, not just like copy pasting, sights and gags from the first movie or, now famous leg lamps and stuff like that,
Yeah.
It's like the Mad Libs version of, like, they took the script of the first movie and they're like, all right, well, like, what else he's not in a bunny costume, reindeer costume. Great.
Yep. I know. It's just like,
It's like, let's replace the BB gun with a car and a woman. So
Yeah. And the rest just writes itself.
yeah, we're done. We forgot the bumpuses.
Oh no.
They did forget
Yeah,
that.
I
That was like the one thing.
They weren't out there
maybe
ice
moved.
fishing.
They should have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I do think one thing that was decent about like the story was kind of this the character development for the parents, actually, of the mom kind of teaching the dad, like, you don't need to be a cheap ass for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, we're not starving. We're fine. Like you don't need to go this far, and it hurts more than it helps kind of situation.
I did really like that. Yeah, I did really like that she got a moment to like stand up for herself. And,
Right.
And, really give him what's for. You know, that's what people.
But then he still got the leg.
That's true.
He did, and in the beginning dialogue, he does say like 5 years ago the incident of the leg lamp, blah blah blah. But then that's it, and it doesn't really come back, and it's not clear that the dad has really been affected by losing the leg lamp in any way or like whatever. But then that's one of the big climaxes at the end of the movie is that he replaces the leg lamp as
One
the
that's not
surprise.
symbol related.
Yeah, and like we talked so much last week, and maybe it's just because we're dumb. We talked so much about how great it was that the dad cared about the leg lamp because it was a major award, and Ralphie was sexualizing it, but the dad really wasn't. But this time he just is.
Yeah.
He's like, ooh, a leg. Yeah,
He wants to fuck that lamp.
he does. Yeah. So, would you say he loves lamp? Yeah.
I think Daniel Stern wants to fuck that up.
So yeah, to me, it like dirtied the memory of the original leg lamp.
Yeah.
The movies that make you say, I think Daniel Stern wanted to fuck that lamp.
And I love that, like, there's like that follow me into the basement where you're going to get murdered. JK. It's a lamp. Eliz, you briefly mentioned the narration.
Right.
And it is, it's not Gene Shepard because he's dead at this point, I believe. But
ILM resurrected his voice.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god! It's the writer of the film, Nat Malden. Malden, yeah. He also is the narrator, and I thought that he did an impressive job as sounding and like the pattern and everything pretty similar.
Yeah,
I agree.
It was caricature-ish.
Yeah, I think it worked. I
think him and Ralphie were very caricature of the original. I think out of all of the impressions that we see here, the one that I enjoyed and thought, okay, like that's actually like a decent interpretation was the mom. Like this actress, I thought she did a good job of capturing the performance and the character of the original mom without like just being like weird and over the top and overdoing it.
Yeah.
Like she didn't need to have curly hair, for example. She didn't need to like, dress exactly the same as her or whatever,
Right.
I went looking to see what that Leave It to Beaver sequel was called, and I was not disappointed by the title. It's called Still the Beaver.
And then the Mel Gibson movie, is that the third movie?
the beaver. That's also about
So Aaron, sorry, we are like just talking and talking. What are your impressions of the film at this point?
Just unnecessary and just a little lazy. That's all it is,
Right.
Just dragging out like the stuff from the first film that drove me bonkers.
Yeah.
And like I did like the whole thing in the first movie was Ralphie didn't need a love interest because he just really wanted that BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
But now in the second one, it's like, oh, he just wants a car to impress this woman who only appeared 4 times in the movie.
Right. I do think it was they went too far with the girl. Like it could have easily been like the payoff could have been that she saw him in the car and was like, oh, hey, like, oh, she knows my name or something. That would have been way cuter than the way they end this, which is just mind-blowingly crazy.
I was like, you got his address from some other guy because you wanted to come and say that you thought he was cool?
Yeah.
I mean, she just happened to be in the neighborhood.
And she didn't even see like the really good thing that she saw him fight the guy for the $5 for the Salvation Army order, but she didn't even know about the homeless thing and the taking everybody to dinner. Like if she had seen that, maybe I would have bought it like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But the fact that she went this far out of her way to bring him a fruitcake and find out like, where he lived.
And break up with her boyfriend.
Yeah, just
so
for
she
him.
could
Like,
make
that's
out
just
with-
crazy.
Do it off screen, but for convenience sake.
Yeah.
When they're driving into the sunset at the end of this movie, it's like the implication is that they're married now.
Yeah, right.
Like
She could have gone into the sky like Grace,
like
And they were dead the whole time.
Yeah, she has to be with him forever.
Yep, that's it. Oh my God. That was really kind of weird. I was just like, you couldn't have waited to do this at school?
I know, right?
It was the tone of it was so wildly like all over the place because she wasn't like a full on like cartoon hot girl, you know, like she did have some like nice moments and some like funny lines when she does come to, and the whole thing about like, oh, my family makes fruitcake and I was helping my family and blah blah blah, like that, it like kind of makes her seem normal, but then it just switches to making her seem like, okay, she's the one that he was thinking about in all of these fantasy sequences, and she's not much more than that.
And like, do they even know each other?
Right.
She's just gonna date this guy. She never talks to him.
He just knows him as the guy who air humps behind her in band class.
Yeah. Got beat up by a guy in the street.
Yeah. I think that this is one of those things where part of why the first movie is so enjoyable or so beloved is that I think that there is an honesty, as the cynicism of some of those scenes, but there is a sweetness to it. And I think that a lot of people really resonate of like, that's how it really is, or like it's this Christmas movie that embraces imperfection. And I think that some of these over-sexualized fantasies are them trying to do that same equation, but just making it very uncomfortable. It doesn't translate that way. But I think like, well, that's what 16-year-old boys are like. Like, and isn't that funny? Like, isn't there an honest truth to that? And it's like, nah, it's just creepy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they hanging people in prisons back in the 40s?
Yeah, I mean,
That's the next thing I want to talk about.
I think as long I think yes.
I mean, the last person.
I can't remember.
Well, the last person did die of guillotine in 1974, I believe.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wait, in America?
In America?
Oh no, that's France.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was ready to just.
government.
I was ready to just believe you. Like, oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's too cruel for America.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember when this line even came into play, but I did write down the quote, being pitied is a pretty good way to go through life. And I was like, is that what people think when they make these sequels? Like, you know, people will pity me and that's an okay way to go through
Come
life.
on, we worked hard in this movie. Come on.
Yeah.
Who even said that?
I don't remember.
That wasn't
I think
one of
it
the
was Ralphie said it in the montage or something. Or maybe one of the buddies said it.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that was one of the buddies.
Yeah.
Schwartz and Flick?
Oh, that's another thing too. Like those guys were just too cartoony too.
They
like,
were so.
It was like they were trying to like too hard to match be like the Three Stooges and their shenanigans, especially at the mall.
Yeah.
And of course, Flick did the whole tongue in that air pipe thing, and I'm like, okay, we get it.
There's no way that the same kid that got stuck would ever. He would have tongue hang-ups for the rest of his life, just for the flagpole thing. That kid is never sticking his tongue on. And that kid doesn't eat lollipops. He doesn't eat ice cream cones. You know, I don't want. Anyways, he doesn't use his tongue for anything after that
T-boned
incident.
in a car when I was 18 years old, and I still like just creep out. Like, do not go out. I also have bad news, my friends. We live in a country where we hung people in prison till 1972.
You just looked that up right now.
Wow. All right. Well, there you go. That's brutal. That is brutal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like how Ralphie, right before he sticks his tongue in the thing, he's just like, and some people just never learn, or something like that, or some people never change.
So,
I mean, as much as I didn't want to see someone stick their dick in that tube, it would have made more sense from a character's perspective if we're doing, they're horny 16-year-olds now.
Yeah, that's what
if he had stuck his dick even near it, that would have actually made more sense.
That's kind of my mind went there. Like, is that what they're gonna do?
I do think a pneumatic tube setup is like a Chekhov's gun of physical comedy. But yeah, where it's just like, okay, well, you're introducing this, like it's something. Rob Lowe's gonna lose his shirt, or that kid's mouth is going on that thing.
I love Tyler sent like the screen grab of it into our chat earlier this week.
I think we have to post it,
and it looks like it's like a prosthetic.
It looks like Basket Case. It looks like one of the freaks from Basket Case.
It's like such a fake elongated mouth and tongue. It looks fucking weird.
Oh god.
And it doesn't even work on a character beat level because they don't dare him to do it. He just does it for no reason.
Just for the
which
hell
is
of it.
stupid. That has nothing to do with how this character.
Again, it would have made more sense if he put his dick in it.
It would have. And if they had dared him,
He should. The movie would have been better if he put his dick in it.
honestly,
I wonder how it feels.
Come on, Warner Premiere.
I never thought I'd be on this side of an argument, but I 100% am. Yes, it would be better if he put his dick in it.
Do you think the guy would have still hired him back if they put his dick in?
no, okay, this is horrible because this movie shouldn't exist at all. But if we're gonna carry this out to the logical conclusion, what it should have been is that they should have been like, "Hey, I dare you to go up and pretend to hump the tube or put your dick near it."
There you go.
And so the
pants
tube,
on.
yes, the tube would suck his crotch area into the tube over the pants so that the dick is not out, but he still is in pain.
And then the
tube.
manager would come in and know exactly what to do because he's been there before. And that would get to that sincerity and cynicism that would actually accomplish that goal.
Right. So, anyways, yeah.
There is definitely still a lot of the cynicism stuff in the Higbee section of things, like where the lady who's teaching them how to fold to wrap the presents is later seen in the stairwell just drinking. And she's like, everything's fine.
Hey, if I was a cast member in this movie, I'd be drinking too.
Right.
That's probably not even a prop.
Yeah, that was just a scene, an impromptu scene in the.
That was good acting. Wait, I was
What acting? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, we're rolling?
Hopefully this will get me a good resume on my IMDb.
Yeah.
No, don't cut that in. I told my kids I quit.
Yeah, seriously. Well, I did notice that this whole Higbee's thing uses a lot of hijinks montages, which I don't think we really got in the first film. Mm-hmm. So that kind of changed the pace.
I think that's a Bryant Levant special.
There's the whole mannequin bra thing.
Oh yeah, that was so cringy.
Where Ralphie's like, "Oh God, a mannequin in a bra. Should I fuck it?" No, that's what he said.
I mean, it's genetic. His dad wants to fuck a lamp. He wants to fuck a mannequin in a bra.
The narrator was like, "I saw that mannequin and I thought, should I fuck it?" Sorry, I'm just being stupid.
But yes, there's a lot of objectification, and it's pretty on the nose when it's an actual object of a woman. And yeah, the movie doesn't leave you with a good feeling inside.
Not to rewrite this movie again, but it would have been way nicer if Ralphie saw a mannequin in the alley behind the department store, took the leg, and made a new leg lamp for his dad. That would have been way more heartwarming than what happens.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
We're workshopping this movie.
Then again, I'm an overly crafty person, so I would have been
Don't give him ideas.
he can make a new leg lamp himself.
Have a montage of recreating it.
Right.
Better, faster.
It's like, Levant, we got notes. Put the dick in the tube. Make the leg lamp.
DIY leg lamp.
Yeah. Come on, man. Come on. This could have been so good. One thing I kind of liked about the Higbee thing is I did like this Santa. I don't know if you recognized anything about him, Tyler, but did you see who it was?
I did not. Who was this gentleman?
I was like, I
went to look it up.
His voice sounds familiar, and it's Gary Chalk, who is none other than Optimus Primal himself.
Oh, shit.
From Beast Wars.
Oh, wow.
That's very exciting.
And I just thought the way he talked was funny.
Yeah.
And I like, this was my favorite exchange from the movie. That at the time I thought was funny, and then later, very shortly later, you find out that it's horribly depressing. I like this one.
Could you bring me a tire?
A tire? You mean like a bicycle tire?
A car tire?
A car tire? What the heck you gonna do with a car tire? That's just weird. Get him out of here.
You thought it was supposed to just be a weird kid?
Well, I didn't know if that was going to come back.
I clocked it immediately. I was
me
homeless
too.
kid,
Yeah,
and then
me
you're going to
too.
show him after this.
It's oh, it makes sense.
I don't remember that scene having so much bass to it.
The David Newman bass.
That classic David Newman bass.
And it was just weird that the Santa took the time to say, I have been working here for 19 years, and Ralphie didn't say anything you are horrible, Santa. You threw me off the slide, and
kicked me down.
I think that they're trying to make that the thing, but yeah, they never say it explicitly.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it would have been good if they had said that they had to get rid of the slide because there were too many lawsuits.
Yeah.
They didn't have the budget.
They didn't have the budget to build the slide for this one.
No,
Yeah.
they didn't.
I guess we haven't really even talked about that. Like the reason that they're taking the job is that
Right.
Ralphie needs to basically needs to buy the car that he
Yeah.
ruined, so he doesn't go to jail.
No, he just needs to replace the cover.
No. Yes.
Yeah.
I was this whole movie. I was just like, what is money? They're like the guy. They're like obsessing over $1.
Yeah.
I'm like, I need like a chart to explain.
Yeah.
what money was
What's
like.
inflation?
What was the difference in money between now and then?
Well, okay, you're a barbecuing meat master here. Is 40 cents a pound ridiculous?
No, it's not. It's like,
But in 1946,
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, even the turkeys are like 99 cents right now a pound.
Oh, okay.
Or it depends on the turkey you get. I mean, I go to Harmony Farms for mine, and those are a little pricey. Still worth it.
Get what you pay for.
Exactly. I'm very how should I put it? Very adequate when it comes to my product.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I do compete, so
Yes. But yeah, they decided to go for fish instead, which, whatever.
Which is fine.
just a stupid subplot.
Yeah.
I did think it was very funny. He decides to go ice fishing, and he drills a really small hole, and so the
I
fish
immediately was like, can you do that? Doesn't the hole have to be bigger?
and that's another thing too. It's like if you're talking about getting a big fish, why make such a small
Oh,
hole?
yeah.
Because he's stupid.
Da, da, da.
It was basically the same bit as the lips in the tube. Like it basically looked the same, but it was the fish
It
growing.
really
the-
was. The fish
Yeah.
looked so fake.
It did.
It was a
look really
director
fake.
obsessed with lips.
Yeah.
Ooh. Good question.
He's probably got like pictures of lips in his.
Yeah. Well,
Just like
Saved
spoons in the
he
room.
saved the rubber prop prosthetic.
He's got pictures of lips.
we might have to watch
How can
Viva.
How can I put lips into this movie?
More lips.
It's like a Quentin Tarantino thing. Yeah.
the feet.
Oh my God. We'll have to watch Viva Rock Vegas to investigate further.
Oh God. What else? So yeah, there was only one other thing that I thought was kind of funny in this movie, and that was the dentist thing. Just because I thought it was hilariously over the top how like scared they were of him, and the whole he has a drill that's like cranked with his foot, powered by his
Oh
foot.
my gosh.
And like the whole lead up, like Ralphie narrating about like all the different names that this guy has, and I thought that was kind of funny.
That was the one good scene in the movie. I think that was the one scene that felt like that it was within like the fantasy sequences of
Yeah.
the original, and I felt like actually added something.
And I liked when they like cut to outside the office and you just see like the silhouette of the kid,
Yeah.
like, oh my God. I thought that looked kind of funny.
Seriously, that's like a kid's every nightmare going to the damn dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like how the mom sort of reacted to it too. She was like, "Oh, come on, it was okay. Yeah, it was really bad. Yeah, I'm sorry." Like
You're so brave. You're so brave. Yeah. That was great.
I don't know. This movie was just, I don't know. They showed the Chinese restaurant, but they didn't make that joke this time.
There are people singing Deck the Halls at one point in the movie.
Yeah, they're carolers, but they're all white, and so they don't do the fa ra ra thing. And
A lot of white people.
The
in this
Chinese
movie.
restaurant thing, I was like, I thought that was so stupid because, they get the $85,
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like walking to go pay the thing, and he walks past the, homeless kid in the street. And I was like, oh, they're going to just give him all the money. And then it cuts this scene of them having Chinese food. And I was like, wait, he took him out for Chinese food instead of
and
just
also he
giving him the
sat
money?
there and ate with them.
Yeah, I was like,
and then
what
immediately
is-
went to go have Christmas dinner with his family
Which
right
is
after.
weird.
Yeah, it's
I was like,
very
"Whoa,
strange.
What is this?
And then he was complaining that they ordered a la carte instead of getting the family meal. I was like, what?
Yeah, I thought that was really weird. I just thought he was going to give him all the money, and then there was going to be some other, he could have given him all the money, and the car dealer could have still been like, "You're forgiven." You're
Especially
good."
because the dad already paid for it anyway.
Yeah, it's so
the
stupid.
fact that he
So
even
stupid.
took the $30 is like so messed up.
Yeah, it's really
so
dumb.
stupid.
It could have been a little more subtle with that scene too. It was a little forced, like, oh, he did something good. Like, let's get some Christmas moral. Come on,
Yeah,
jam
yeah,
in there.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
Well, it just seemed like it was a very dumb way for them to shoehorn in the Chinese restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like,
In my opinion.
oh, remember the Chinese restaurant? It's in the first movie, but we're gonna make some weird.
We
moral
can't make
thing.
it be as racist as the last time. Yeah.
Right.
It is 2012, so yeah.
And then Drusilla's like, "You took him to the Chinese restaurant. I'm gonna love you forever."
No, she doesn't. She
I know.
only knew about
I
the
know.
$5. Makes no sense.
Let's go for a ride around the block.
Anyways, they don't make the Asian joke here. I did like the the black worker from the butcher shop that's listening to them argue about the 30 cents or whatever, that he's just like, oh my God.
He calls him like a cheapskate.
Yeah, I did like that part, but other than that, there are really no, non-white people in this movie. But they do manage to make the joke where they say the furnace or the car had more rattles than an Irish nursery. I was like, oh my God. Like, it's 2012, guys. You got so close to taking out all the racist things.
I think I missed that. Holy shit. Yeah, this is a movie that might have by minute, the most scenes about shopping for a furnace.
Yes. Jesus.
There was just going out of his way just to get a cheap furnace.
Yeah.
I don't even know anything about furnaces.
I don't think they're particularly. I don't think that
Same
you
here.
get
I mean,
one.
we grew up in Southern California. We
Right.
don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
Do you have a furnace, Justin?
A furnace here? Or
No, in Wisconsin.
No, in the Midwest.
here I have a furnace. No, I don't know. I'm not even sure, honestly. Probably.
Listen to the band The Fiery Furnaces.
Fiery furnaces, yes. We probably do, but I don't know it. Yeah, again, I don't know anything about it.
Your dad wasn't down there swearing.
No,
and
nothing like that.
Hitting metal with a
If anything, if there's a furnace in a basement, it probably just means that there's like a dead body or a haunted corridor or something.
Sure.
That's what I would know from horror movies, Like
Yeah.
that's where they hid the note that says who the killer really was or something like that.
I just liked that one. There were a couple funny narrator jokes that were, from the future where he was like, 5 years from now, he'll be in small claims court with these two gentlemen.
Yeah, right?
Or there was the one when Ralphie goes, not Ralphie, and when Randy goes ice fishing, he's like, and this is why Randy lives in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, that was a good line, actually. That was the one I did like.
I thought that was kind of funny, yeah.
I don't know. This movie, what to you, Aaron, was the most offensive callback? That ruins the memory of the original.
Just the tongue in the what you call in the pipe. That was
Yeah.
it. That was just like I'm trying to drag that out.
Like, what is this?
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, he did the flagpole. Now he's putting in an air pipe thing. And yeah, that effect was just creepy as hell.
It was all, a lot of the movie was too slapstick.
Yeah.
There wasn't really slapsticky stuff in the first movie, I don't feel.
Or just even getting in the fight with the Salvation Army guy in the first place is like, why would he care about who was ringing more and get into this confrontation in the first place?
Yeah, that
is
happened
just
so
bizarre.
awkwardly, yeah. I did think it was funny, though, that the guy had to go ding, ding, ding when the ringer fell out. But it was dumb, yeah. I don't.
Don't give money to the Salvation Army, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a movie that was made in 2012 that feels like it was a bad sequel made in 1985.
Yeah.
Or I would say 95.
95.
Yeah.
Post Beethoven. Post Beethoven Levant.
Right. So even though I guess 2012 seems like it was a long time ago, but it wasn't really that long ago.
No.
So the child star check-in is not particularly interesting, but if anybody cares about these fun facts, here they are. Braden Lemasters, who was Ralphie in this movie, he's in a band called The Wallows with Jack Jr., Dylan Minnette. And
Wallace is good.
so there's your Lost reference.
Yes.
And Justin has heard of them, so
Yeah,
they must
I liked
be
it.
all right. Okay, Valen Chenier, who played Randy, he is a very prolific voice actor, starring in many shows that I have never heard of, but have been going on for many, many, many episodes and are still going. 16 Hudson, Superbook, Snack World, Super Dinosaur, Tobot, and Naughty Toyland Detective, which I was telling Justin this earlier, and he thought maybe that was a porn name, but it is not. It's NODDY, Toyland Detective, which is a DreamWorks show, so it's probably on Netflix. But
Yeah, I was like, this week I was like, which one of these actors went into porn like the last movie?
well, I will tell you, no, she's not porn. Tiara Scoveby, who was Drusilla, she is a named character in Riverdale. I don't watch that show, but she's Polly, I guess. She's also on the show Nurses, and she was in a movie called Revenge Porn, but it's not a porn. It's about the dangers of revenge porn.
Okay, good.
Of course. And then David W. Thompson, who I think is... wait, what's his name again?
Flick.
Not Flick. Flick. Who's Flick? Yeah. He was in Green Room, Fear Street Part 1,
Nice.
Panic, The Boys, and Gotham. So he's probably the most prolific actor out of the kids in this movie.
Sweet.
So, yep, that's what's up with them.
Sounds like they're all doing good stuff. Nobody's gone wrong yet.
And, again, porn is not necessarily wrong.
Sorry, yes. My mind was like, I was going to say no one died yet, and then I was like, I didn't want to be that sad.
Right.
So I said
Right.
gone wrong. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry.
So 2012, when this movie came out, here are some of the movies that were coming out at that time.
Okay.
Where this is, we have The Avengers, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Oh, the best one.
Liam Neeson was punching wolves.
Oh, great movie.
Rihanna made her acting debut in Battleship. So it was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one went straight to DVD. So
Yeah, go figure.
So we'll never know how much it really made.
But hey, where did I read that it landed? It was added to the best Christmas ever block on AMC in 2019.
Who votes on that block?
I think they had a little
I
too
don't
much
know.
whiskey that day.
The budgeting team.
Somebody paid them. Yeah.
Wow.
That is the styrofoam packing peanut of a movie block that you can program. Of just like, well, we can throw some other things in there in between. What can we get for free?
Oh man. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else? Any other things you want to talk about in this movie before we do rating system?
It came out the same year as the Broadway musical.
Oh,
This movie. Yeah.
As A Christmas Story.
Yeah, they did a live version of it. Like, what was it? Like 3 years ago, 4 years ago? I don't remember.
We will be discussing that next week, in fact.
We will.
Because
that
we
sounds
hate
fun.
ourselves.
More Christmas Story.
Yeah, we'll see. I have a long-running feud with Pasek and Paul that only I know about. They're not aware, but
But Pasek and Paul, if you're listening, playground after school.
Be there.
Be there.
Or be squared, man.
I don't know. I feel like I will rate the show next week on whether I think it is better, where it falls into La La Land, Evan Hansen, and this show.
Here's my prediction. You like it better than both of those things.
Oh my god!
I'm just like,
Well, it will not come close to the greatest show. Clearly, it will not be the greatest show.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so that's coming next week.
But we're still not done with Christmas Story 2.
I guess
We need a rating system.
I apologize for this. How many orgasmic cymbal solos would you give?
Crashes, cymbal crashes.
Cymbal crashes. My apologies. A Christmas Story also.
Oh, man. Well, I don't know if there's much else I can say about this movie other than...
Oh boy, that came out stupid.
No. It came out
Stupid.
Sorry, this movie is dumb. I think I'm going to give it like... Christmas Story 2, I'm going to give it 2 orgasmic cymbal crashes. I went through there's like barely any reviews of this movie, but there's a bajillion audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, and they're like, it has a 37%, but like just when I was scrolling through, there's like half of the people seem like they're like, it's not good, but like it's, I've seen worse sequels, which I might also agree with.
We have. We certainly have.
Have we? what is worse than this? Because I think it's on the top 10 of the worst.
So here's the thing, and that how I rate these, and will in a second, but it is not good.
No.
But it is definitely not so bad it's good.
Yeah.
And it is definitely not, I don't think it's really that offensive or harmful to society.
Yes.
Where we have seen things that are legitimately full of hate.
Yes.
And so
That's true.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this, and maybe this isn't the time to do this, so maybe if we do a bonus episode or a Christmas special or something else, but I think that the worst sequel that we've ever watched is the Home Alone sequel where Kevin's parents are getting divorced.
Is that the automated home one?
I think it's the automated home one, yeah. Because I think that's the one that takes the most beloved and shits on it for no reason.
Just for the hell of it. It's
Yeah, just for the hell of it.
Let's just pour gasoline on this bad boy and light it
Yeah,
up. Come
exactly.
on.
Oh yeah, that's the one with Kevin in quotes.
Yes.
I think the worst sequel we've ever watched is Meatballs 3, where Patrick Dempsey learns the lesson that no means yes.
That was the one with the porn star. Yeah, that was pretty bad.
A porn star teaches him that when he's with a girl, no means yes.
Yeah, that's
I mean, come on.
That's that one actually does harm to society.
Yeah. I mean, no, it doesn't because no one saw it. But, if anyone had seen it, it could have harmed society.
We went out of our way to watch that.
Yeah, we watched it on YouTube, didn't we?
That's the movie you just want to tell them to just go wait in the car.
It has been buried.
So that to me is still the worst sequel we've ever watched because it's truly hateful.
I do think like, there might be, for the people that are like Christmas Story crazy, like they might be like, oh, it was fun to see Ralphie grown up.
Right.
I can see people being like that. And then, the other half of the reviews were all just like, this movie's terrible. What the fuck? Like, I can't unwatch this, blah. And I kind of lean more into the side of like, I can't unwatch this. But I would agree with Eliz. Like, it's not terrible, but it's not, I wish it was actually worse so I would laugh at it more.
I agree. Like I said, I don't want to say that there should have been a dick in a tube, but like maybe there should have been a dick in a tube. And a symbol boner,
It's just like, the way it just like pulls out, like Tyler said, the Mad Libs of the original one and just pulls them out just to check off boxes or whatever. I was just like rolling my eyes at that and getting tired of it. And honestly, I'm like, maybe next week it'll be more interesting to hear like what songs they sing when the leg lamp shows up. I don't know. Than like
Lady leg.
than this movie. So I wouldn't watch it. Don't waste your time unless you're extremely bored.
Yeah. So I also will give it 2 orgasmic cymbal crashes. Is that what you said? Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Because, I almost wish that it had been worse and they had pushed it farther just to grab my attention more. Because not only was it not good, it was like boring. You know, like if anything, I wish I had more to be enraged about, but I'm just kind of like,
yeah, they made it.
So 2 is my rating.
I, as well, I'm going to give it 2 orgasmic cymbal crashes. It was aggressively boring and mildly insulting. But it does not...
Isn't that the Tom Hanks movie? I'm sorry, that's the movie's about 9/11. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Which, this movie is not a disaster of that scale, but...
Oh my God. No, you made it worse. You made it worse.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You did it.
You took it further. I said I was already apologizing.
You can't pass me the ball.
I was making fun of a movie.
And expect me not to take the shot.
Stars Tom Hanks.
God, stop.
This conversation is like another Tom Hanks movie, and it's terminal.
Oh, that's what that movie was about.
Okay. Stop this and let Aaron give it
My apologies, America.
I would say I give it 1.5 because it was just straight up lazy, just like trying to bring back the old jokes from the first one, and just like trying to like just, you know, they just know that it was a sleeper film, you know, like not a lot of people knew about it, and then it just kind of like popped out of nowhere. Now we got like the 24-hour special on these channels of A Christmas Story. And they're like, oh, these, and then you like in Hot Topic and these stores, you see like the leg lamp and the BB gun and all these like merchandise. Now they're like, oh, let's just make a movie because they definitely want that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
nobody wants it. No.
Yeah, you bring up a good point about the merchandising that we haven't really talked about. Like in the last couple of years, it has exploded even more.
People want that Americana.
Oh yeah,
Certain
I actually
people.
do have the leg lamp replica too. So
Yeah.
There you go. What size? Is it life size?
it's a
Okay.
Okay.
little one.
They make the life size one.
Yeah, they have Christmas ornaments and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Crazy.
An ornament makes sense. I would
Yeah.
maybe get an ornament.
Totally.
I did see someone with the bunny costume that was Christmas Story branded. Like it had the logo embroidered on the chest.
Crazy. Crazy. Well, we made it. We made it through A Christmas Story 2.
It's time for us to drive off into the sunset with our Cadillac and
But drive off to the Broadway stage.
Scoot next to each other with no seatbelts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the love interest that only appeared 4 times.
Wordlessly. Yeah.
That scene that I was really excited about, the it came out stupid clip that I made.
Right.
But she actually, the line is like, she's like, actually, it came out great. And then they like make out, and I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Actually, it came out stupid.
no, it came out stupid. But yeah, so we got one more for you. Like we mentioned, in 2012, A Christmas Story, the musical, came out, and it was executive produced by Mark Platt. A few years after that, in 2017, they did a Christmas Story live television special with some big names. Lots of big names. We can go over it next week. You'll be there. There's Fred Armisen, Maya Rudolph, people like that.
What?
Matthew Broderick, huge names.
Oh yeah.
So anyways, we're talking about that one, the live version of Christmas Story, the musical, that aired on Fox in December 17th, 2017. That's next week. I have not heard any of these songs. I have no idea.
No, I have no idea about it.
I kind of can't wait to see what they're like, because I just can't even imagine.
And we also, we haven't talked about any on this show, right? But we've watched most of these just in our own lives because we have nothing better to do. But or I have anyways.
The only thing we talked about was the Dirty Dancing TV movie.
Yeah, but that was before the whole live trend.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, last week I just watched Annie.
I watched Annie too.
Yeah.
You watched Annie too?
Annie 2.
What's that about?
By the way, I saw a clip of Annie 2, the movie, on TikTok, and I was like, we need to schedule that in for next year. So anyway.
Annie 2.
Annie also.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be doing that next
Annie.
week. Come back for that. In the meantime, Aaron, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me.
And where can people follow you for more information about barbecue or anything else going on?
Oh, just look up my Instagram on Willie's Smoke and Grill, so you can keep up to date of where I set up my stand and how I do my barbecue competitions, and also doing some cooking segments here and there.
Yeah, and it is amazing. Like,
Oh, man.
every time he makes barbecue food, it is like incredible, mind-blowing. So yes, thank you again so much. And also you guys can email us at sequelrights@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Sequel Rights.
And rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. 5 stars goes a very long way into having other people find our community here.
You're like, I'm broken. I'm broken. All right. Well, that brings us to the end here. We'll see you guys next week for A Christmas Story live.